I'm Hannah from Love to Dream, and I'm the founder and inventor of Swaddle Up and our newborn to toddler 3-stage sleep system. From newborn swaddling to transitioning from swaddling when they're starting to roll to when they become independent sleepers with our sleep suits and sleep bags. At Love to Dream, we're really passionate about helping babies sleep and therefore their parents get more sleep. And today I have a really, really special guest. Her name is Edwina Sharrock and she is from Birth Beat. Edwina is a registered midwife and nurse with 15 years experience helping thousands of families prepare for the arrival of their new baby. And she's delivered hundreds of babies herself and has 2 of her own beautiful children. So welcome, Edwina. We're excited to have you here today.
Thanks so much, Hannah. It's awesome to be here with you and the team and helping more parents prepare for sleep.
We're going to talk about all things transitioning today, and there are 2 main questions that we get asked. First, when should I transition my baby? And the second is, what is the best way to transition? Edwina, you also mentioned that lots of your clients look for information on how to transition their baby to arms-free sleep.
Yeah, and Hannah, I feel like there's a lot of information out there for parents with newborns, and we're taught and encouraged and we know why to swaddle a newborn, but it's that period of transition when they're starting to roll or they look like they're taking some interest in rolling, that there's not a lot of information. So I'm excited that we get to talk about that here today.
Great. Let's talk about why parents need to transition their babies to arms-free sleep from swaddling.
So it's about safer sleep. Like, we are first and foremost always wanting to ensure that we are creating the most safe sleep environment. So if your baby is showing you developmentally signs that they are able to start taking some interest in rolling or turning over, we want to ensure that their arms are free so that they're able to safely do that. What we don't want to be doing is having the baby so swaddled that they're not able to use their arms in the developmentally appropriate way. We want bub to have that almost incidental play. So as they're learning to go to sleep, it's important that they start to, build their muscle strength in their neck, play with their hands, discover their hands. We want this to be a transition. It will take a bit of time for you, for the family, but also for the baby, but we want to show you how to do it in the most simple way.
We get asked a lot, when is the right time to transition bub from being swaddled into arms-free sleep? And the truth is there's no magic answer to that. We have to look for signs of rolling. We also need to keep in mind that there are some really cheeky little bubbers who roll unexpectedly and as early as 8 weeks. So really the parents need to be really vigilant. So Edwina, when in your experience is the time to transition?
That's a really good question, and I think it's important that parents who are watching this and learning from this resource understand that that's going to be different for everybody. What's key for you as a parent is to understand, well, what are the signs that my baby's about to start rolling? So I'm going to use little bub here that can help demonstrate when bub's bringing their legs up and sort of flopping them over to the side, and you might see them doing that when they're playing on their mat or when they're having a bit of tummy time. You'll see them starting to do a very impressive 1-arm push-up is often a sign that they're looking to start to roll, or even that they might use both hands. These are signs that your baby is preparing to start to roll. And this is your cue so that you know now is the time for letting bub have their arms out so that they can do that when they're in their cot independently.
So the things to keep in mind is that babies can roll as early as 8 weeks, but it can also be a lot later than that. Carers need to look for signs of rolling, which can be lifting the legs and flopping them over to the side, pushing up on their hands or one-handed during tummy time, and attempting to roll while swaddled. Can you talk to us about your tips on how to best transition bub? How do parents who've worked so hard to create and preserve their really precious sleep routine now have to transition their baby to arms-free sleep?
It's a really challenging time because you've spent a lot of time and energy mastering sleep and ensuring that bub sleeps well. And now comes a time where you need to support them in the transition. I acknowledge that it was a really scary time for me. So there's ways that we can help you to do that.
I totally agree, Edwina, and that's why we developed the Swaddle Up transition bag and transition suit, because we really wanted parents to hold on and not lose the sleep that they'd created during the swaddling stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And so do those parents that have worked so hard on it. It is a really major developmental milestone. So now I want to share with you how to do it. So if your baby is just showing early signs and you're just going to transition, you can do that transition in day naps by unzipping one arm and releasing that. If your baby is able to roll, it's important that you do the full transition and release both of their arms. That's super important.
Let's recap. Why is it important to transition your baby from swaddling into arms-free sleep?
It's super important for your baby's development, but it's also super important for the safety of your baby.
And when should parents transition their baby?
The best time to do this is when your baby is showing signs of rolling. If your baby is already rolling, it needs to be the full transition and both arms released.
That's great, Edwina. How should parents transition their baby?
With day naps is the best time to start doing it. And what I encourage you to do is just release one arm at a time. It's as simple as that. And then do this consistently for a couple of days, release the other arm, and then transition to doing that at night time as well.
So let me recap your tips with our transition suit. This is something new that we've recently developed, and this is a special product for bubs who are just really resistant to transitioning from swaddling. See, we've got this special 3/4 sleeve that you close off with a little mitten. And what happens is it's a shorter sleeve and bub still feels swaddled in the arms. So if they're not comfortable with removing the wing entirely and having the arm free, they can use it this way. And we find that this is an even easier transition. And also the product, as you can see, has little feet in it and little fold over mittens. And that is really good for extra wriggly babies or babies who are more on the move than others. This product is also a 5-in-1 solution. It's a swaddle, it's a transition sleeve, it's a play suit, and it's a travel suit. So really there's a heap of value packed into this product, and this is a really amazing transition item. The other great benefits of the transition suit, which are the same as our Swaddle Up range and our transition bag, is that they are certified hip healthy and they have our very special twin zipper for easy nappy or diaper changes during sleep time. Thank you, Edwina, and thank you so much for your time today. Can you tell everybody listening where they can find you if they want to learn more?
Thanks, Hannah. Yeah, absolutely. So we teach online classes for all expecting parents so that they can have their most comfortable pregnancy, labour and birth. And we teach baby and child first aid from 0 to 8. We're the one-stop shop in preparing for parenthood. And they can find me at birthbeat.com and see us on Instagram and Facebook. We've got heaps of free resources there just to make sure that parents can feel prepared.
Beautiful. Thanks so much.